Chongyun 2.0 is almost here. That's right. In part 2 of version 4.0, we are finally getting Freminet, who is actually the brother to both Lynette and Lenny. Now, I am actually kind of torn on him because as a 4-star DPS character, being split between cryo damage and also physical damage, my heart wants to say don't go for it, but it's kind of hard with the 4 stars and of course the 5-star picks that we have on these banners. So today we're going to be going over if you should summon for part 2 of Genshin Impact version 4.0. Now, of course, guys, if you like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified of when the next Genshin Impact video, guys, comes out. Guys, I just gotta say this, I'm very happy. We just hit 900 subs as of this recording, and I'm very, very happy to say that you guys helped me get there. And of course, who else helped me get there? Gamer subs! That's right, 10% off of your order if you use code Tystra. Now, of course, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Big Daddy Zhongli and of course, smaller boy, oh, wrong thing, smaller boy, Childe are coming back as a rerun for Genshin Impact. Now, of course, these two 4-stars, or sorry, two 5-stars. I'm messing up so much, I'm all jumbled today. These two 5-stars have a reputation. One being Big Dong Zhong, being one of the strongest 5-stars in the game. And of course, we have Childe, who has more reruns than, you know, Paris Hilton's had plastic surgery. But I digress. We're not here to talk about plastic surgeries. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about if you should summon on these banners. So let's go ahead and start out with the top of the 4-stars, Noelle. Now, Noelle has been here since the start of the game. We know Noelle as the Claymore Geo user that used to be just a shielder, but then over time, in one of the version 2.0 era, when Geo got a big buff, she became a DPS legend of the 4-stars, in my personal opinion. From what I saw, like, Noelle was able to output some damage and also give you a shield. But I digress on that. She's actually one of the better 4-stars now, in my personal opinion. The only thing is that you do get a free copy of her in the game as it is. So, getting more constellations of her, pretty pug, but not exactly needed. Actually, I might be wrong. I don't think you get a free copy of her. I think that you can possibly get a copy of her if you do the discount summons right when you get into the game. But if you decide not to do those discounted summons, or if I am wrong and you do get a free copy of her, she's still a good unit to have, especially with those constellations. She does really, really well, especially now that the game has advanced so much since her initial release. She's actually considered a top 4-star unit, and I can't disagree. She does really, really well. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the Tanuki character, or the one who just can't grow up, Sayu. Now, Sayu, one is, you know, a really cool character in the sense of having being voiced by another content creator named Lily Pichu. Now, Lily Pichu, obviously, outside of that, you know, great person, love her to death, love her content. But let's talk about Sayu the character. Sayu as a character is pretty nifty. She is a Claymore Animo user, not a DPS, but can heal, and her swirl capabilities are pretty good. I would definitely say that she's not the best Animo character out there, especially when it comes to swirl. I think honestly she's on the low tier of that, being outdone by even other 4-star units like, you know, Sucrose, and even sometimes, you know, Hazo can outdo it, especially because he's a DPS and can swirl pretty well with his burst. However, being a healer and being able to swirl is a plus, and I think that she doesn't get a lot of, you know, good vibes towards her. I think that she actually is really cool. Plus, she's an adorable character. I think that, you know, her aesthetic is really, really nice. So that's really about it that I got for her, to be quite honest. Now, let's go ahead and go into Freminet. Freminet, I am very torn on. And the only reason being is because, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not a fan of characters that split their type of damage. What am I talking about? Well, in most of Freminet's kit, he is going to be splitting between, you know, cryo and physical, which doesn't seem like a bad thing to some people, but if you're working on a character to be a focal point of damage to a certain degree, you're kind of torn. You're either going to be running a 4-piece Blizzard Strayer or a 4-piece Pale Flame, and one of your 2 damages is going to hurt in regards to that. I have already talked about his build guide on how I feel about, or not, I haven't done a build guide for him yet, my apologies. But I've already talked about him before, about how I feel about the split. I think that he could still do some decent work, but I have to play test him a little bit, so he's still kind of an unknown. But to honestly go off of one of the characters that I really don't like, which is Chongyun, and sorry to all you Chongyun mains out there, I'm not a fan of Chongyun. I don't know if I'm going to be a fan of Freminet. Honestly, it could be that Freminet changes my opinion on Chongyun, but obviously their kits are a little bit different. It's just that they do have that split damage between physical and cryo. So is Freminet good? Quite possibly. I don't know. I haven't looked at a lot of playtesters and how they felt when it came to him coming out. Now, let's talk about Childe, right? I had bad feelings towards Childe. And it sucks because he's a ginger and he's my boy. Like, we gingers gotta stick together. My bad vibes for him were at first because at the time when I got him, I really had no clue how to build him. I played Genshin Impact for a good couple updates before I even started making content, and I highly regret it because I wish I would have started making content because, boy, would I look like a total ass when I started building Childe, because I had a 2-piece, 1-piece, 1-piece. It was terrible. It was like a, I think it was a 2-piece Glad, or no, it was a 2-piece Heart of Depth, 1-piece Glad, and I think for some reason I had a 1-piece Viridescent on him. I was trash, bro. But I digress. My Childe now does a decent amount of damage, and I'm not going to sit here and say he's the best damage dealer out there. I think Ayato outpaces him by far, especially in the Hydro DPS, let alone in the DPS department. But Childe is fun. I think Childe has his fun aesthetic, especially since you could switch from bow to daggers. I think that's really cool. I think that's a cool concept, and I wish that more characters did that, but better. So is Childe one of those great 5 stars? Not really, especially since he's rerun so many times. Like, I feel like he's rerun more times than anybody else. I know that before 3.0 that was the case, but I don't know if that's the case now. So, I digress. Speaking of characters that have been rerun a lot, Zhongli. Zhongli has been rerun a lot. Now, if you guys don't know, Zhongli has had a very down to ascension of godhood. Now, everybody back when Zhongli was released hated his kit. And the only reason why was because they didn't think his shield stacked enough, you know, didn't last long enough, and he didn't do enough damage. They were like, he's an Archon! He should do as much damage as he pleases! It should be a lot! His shield should survive! He should be over the top amazing! And quite honestly, if you're gonna rank these guys as gods of the game, I kinda have to agree, but he not only got 1, he got 2 massive buffs. The first buff would have been fine by me, but they gave him 2. And he became Big Daddy Big Dong Zhong. Yes, he's that dang good. He has a top 5 unit still. And he came out way long ago. He came out, I think, at the same update as Ganyu, or around that time. And he's that dang good. He is that dang good. Is he one of the best 5 stars? 100%. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. I feel like Ant-Man in Endgame. Just, you're repeating yourself. You're repeating yourself. Zhongli's great. He's fantastic. Best shielder in the game. Has a lot of great, like, options for him. And above all else, like, he's just Big Dong Zhong. You get a pillar. It's fantastic. You make the pee-pee jokes. That's really all it boils down to. Now, I'm done memeing. I'm done memeing. Should you summon on Childe's banner? I don't think so. And the reason being is because while Childe's kit is fun, and I'm a ginger at heart and love my boy as a ginger, I don't think he fits anywhere in today's meta, to be honest. Spoiler alert, if you played through the story of 4.0 so far, Neuvillette really shows how I feel about Childe. All other DPSs just pounce on him, and that's it. With the 4 stars that they have, the 4-star selection is actually okay. You got an old 4-star, you got a, 5-star, 4-star that's been here for a while, and then you got a new 4-star with Freminet. I think that's the perfect balance of units that you should put on a 4-star, or as the 4 stars for a banner. So that's good. I just don't think it's worth just for Freminet. Now, if you have not pulled Zhongli, you need to. He's that good. He really, really is that good. And I think that honestly, if you don't have him on your account, you are missing out on a great character in general. So, Zhongli must summon in my personal opinion. Absolutely. Now again, we do have new Welt and Risley coming out in the next update, followed by probably Furina coming out in the update afterwards, which is another Archon. So if you're saving for Risley and new Welt, highly understandable. From what I've been seeing, they look like they could be a lot of fun. However, if you're going for absolute de facto, like you're gonna be good with a unit, Zhongli is your go-to. Zhongli must summon, Childe not so much. And Freminet, I hope that you're good, because I'm gonna be really critical on you because I don't like Chongyun, but that's again just me. Now, of course, everybody, you can tell me in the comments down below how much I am capping or how much that you agree with me. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on this. It helps out the algorithm. I'm 100% transparent with you guys. If you guys help me with my, watch time and comments and algorithm stuff, it's gonna help me, and I would be ever so thankful. That's really all I could say about it. So would love to see it. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully I made you laugh or gave you some insight that you didn't have before. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and as always, we'll catch you all in the next video. Please take care and be safe.